Hello everyone, Joe here, and I am joined by Kim today, who is my wife.
Yeah, I am.
Yeah, cool, that's good to know. As usual, from people from the gaming side of things, let me know if the volume's all right and you can hear both of us when we talk. But thank you for joining me for, I guess, my first live Q&A cancer live stream, which is new.
It is.
So yeah, you might see some people saying "07" in chat. That's from my gaming channel. It's like a salute with the O and the 7. It's a thing. But yeah, I guess I'm going to kind of open up to you guys really and say if you want to ask any questions at all, then you should ask them, and that's to either of us. And yeah, this behind us, this background is from our last holiday to Cape Verde.
And I'm really wishing we were there.
Yeah, same. Have I lightened my hair? No, I haven't lightened my hair. Good to see we're starting light on the questions. But my hair changes colour quite frequently depending on sunshine. But I haven't had any. So obviously it's time of year, I guess. And there's a lot more grey in there than there used to be. You can actually see it. But also my eyebrows have gone lighter. I don't know why. Could be the drugs I'm on.
It could be.
Let's not talk about the grey in the beard.
Was it going to? Somebody has asked you if you would like to travel more without COVID.
Yes, is definitely answer to that. Really kind of want to get ourselves down to Cornwall again. Down to Perranporth. That'd be quite nice. Just to be just kind of like be somewhere nice, really, because that's really where we want to move to.
Yeah, by the ocean.
Be lovely. Also would like to go to somewhere warm and sunny. Cape Verde again?
I mean,
yeah.
Cape Verde is beautiful.
Yeah, it's definitely a nice place. Now, how am I feeling? Fine, really. I had a week off of my lenvatinib, which I spoke about in my last video, and that was because I was having a really dodgy stomach, like stomach cramps, running tummy, really, really bad acid reflux. So I took a week off, and that week off fixed everything. So things regained their textures that they should do, and at the same time my voice got better. Right now it's just started to get crispy again because of starting medication, so it's a thing I've got to deal with. Francesca says I don't lose my hair. So I did lose my hair when I was on chemotherapy. I look like me but with no hair, really. Also chubby. I look chubby during chemo. Puffy.
Your cheeks looked puffy, like the stereotypical person that you would think of somebody on chemo. But other than that, I mean, it's probably a little bit different because I was seeing you laying in bed every day in pain and not eating, so constantly I saw you losing weight, but yeah.
But then I put it on quick.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah, because it was the not being able to eat for pretty much a week, and then 2 weeks after, I'm like, I can eat again. I just ate everything, like everything, in particular spicy food. That was good. Eventually, it was good. So
Jenny Thompson asks you your coping skills when you're feeling scared and anxious. Diagnosis.
I stay calm by just basically taking a deep breath. Obviously heart rate goes up and you feel a bit stressed sometimes, and I distract myself, don't I?
You're very good at distracting yourself.
I turn inwards, I guess, is pretty much what I do. But not in like this horrible festering eating away yourself way, but more of like a turn inwards, analyse, collect your thoughts, and then come back out again. And I do talk to you about it after I've done that.
Yeah. what you guys don't see is we're currently facing Joe's setup of 2 screens. And what he'll do is he'll be playing a game on one screen, watching something on another screen, and then watching a third video or doing something else on his phone.
Well, it was when I was watching the other day. What was I doing? I was working on a model kit, so Gundam kits, and I was making one of them, and at the same time I was watching a film that was in Chinese with subtitles.
Yeah.
Whilst watching another video of a game, and I do stuff like that.
Yeah.
So I'm probably like everything going on.
Yeah. Multitasking.
Yeah. Now, Hunter said, what was my feeling when I got the news I had cancer? It felt like someone else. It initially felt
hard-hitting questions.
Yeah, straight in there, no messing. I felt like I died on the spot as well, which is a really weird thing to say, but when you get told you have months to live, you have two very real things that happen to you. One is, fuck it, what's the point? I don't care anymore. I give up. And the other bit is the hands up, chin down, swing for the fences, keep moving forward. Kind of you go into your fight mentality instead. And I had the initial, fuck it, what's the point? And then almost immediately went, no, I'm not doing that. But when I got the diagnosis, I was with my dad because I was going for a post-surgery checkup. I didn't know I was going in for finding this out. So I went in for the post-surgery checkup, had my dad with me, and my conversation with my oncologist was going to be like, I think we need to try something different, be more aggressive with the treatment because just the radioactive iodine obviously isn't working because of all this up in my neck, and it was all that kind of stuff there. And then he actually beat me to the punch and told me, and it was pretty crap.
Really bad day.
PTSD. I'm willing to admit I probably have some PTSD of that moment.
I think we both do. Well, of that day in general. Yeah. Someone asked if I was American. Lily's Graham asked if I was American. Yes, I am. I am originally from New York. And I think I saw earlier you said you were from Florida, so... Yeah.
Watch out for those gators. Apex predators. No, I'm not doing that. Don't do it. So Bill, you're saying what is my diet? Anything and everything, pretty much. It was basically I just went for whatever I can eat. I don't have a particular preference. I did try for a while to do we did try vegan, didn't we?
We tried. So I feel like we tried vegan, and that was where we had the vegan cheese, which is really strange because it tastes more like fake cheese than cheese.
Mm.
It tastes too cheesy, is what I'm trying to say, I think. But yeah, we tried vegan for a while. I say we were vegan for about a month, and then we stayed vegetarian for a couple months. And we did quite well on it, I think.
Yeah.
It did more for me than it did for you.
Yeah, I wasn't a fan of it. I just didn't find it psychologically rewarding enough.
Yeah.
So I just wouldn't eat. That was...
I think we fell into this pattern of trying to use corn too much. And we both got really sick of corn. Because every now and then it is good. And there are some things like those... The broccoli yeah. and cheese corn things. And they're delicious. I would choose them over some normal dishes any day because I just like the way they taste and the texture. But yeah,
that's good. Cool. Yeah. So yeah, we eat stuff like that. Anything and everything. I really like fried chicken though.
Yeah.
Really like fried chicken.
We both do.
Now I'm going to work my way through kind of questions chronologically as they come in. So when I'm looking off to the side, that's what I'm looking at a different screen. So. What did I see there? Hang on. Oh, gone too far. how old's your son? I don't have a son. I've got a cat called Clive. Or you're asking how old I am. I'm 35 and I turned 36 this month. Obviously, slight language barrier. I'm going to assume you're Italian with a name like that. Made changes to supplement lifestyle, leading a normal life. Fairly diets as low sugar, for example. So Matthew, no, I haven't made any changes apart from less exercise because I can't do it anymore.
Yeah, it was a bit. When you started chemo, your doctor was kind of very insistent that you didn't try any fad things like that.
He just shook his head with absolute disgust when I suggested low sugar diet because
there's no scientific evidence.
There's not enough research to support doing it. Whilst there is some research that shows that cancer cells need more sugar, the thing is what they do is they just take what's there instead. So what your body turns into glucose from starch, it just takes and then it uses it, and then there's none left for the rest of your body. So it doesn't really make a huge difference. That's kind of the science behind that. So that's kind of why I didn't bother. Every time I ask him about stuff, what about this vitamin? What about this? What about that? When I spoke about using vitamin supplements, he just went, doesn't really make a difference. I went, expensive P, and he went, yeah. So, am I into VR? Yes. I am. I like Beat Saber. It's very good fun. And also enjoy Pavlov VR, which I play pretty much weekly. We have like a weekly gun club where we jump into VR and shoot each other, which is fun. Yeah, so yeah, like a bit of VR. You don't know, do you?
It makes me very sick. I try.
Right, do I go to the Royal Marsden? I have been to the Royal Marsden, Ricky, and they don't really have anything else that they can offer me at the moment that's licensed in the UK. I am on the list for trials just in case anything does come up. But it's kind of like my cancer's pretty complicated. But I know there's another question about that coming up, so I'll go into that one. Remember coming across my videos when you were first diagnosed, June 2019, found a lot to relate to. Also a guy, mid-30s, living just as headline into gaming. Eve not elite is your drug. Yeah, I tried Eve, couldn't do it, but I'm hoping the videos help. What drove me to start doing the videos? Kettle drum again. I needed somewhere to vent, really. I needed somewhere to just talk about stuff where it would pretty much be a stream of consciousness. I kind of go into it, I say the words in front of the camera with no plan. I kind of get a video title in my head, and then I talk. And that's it.
It's kind of like as certain things have happened, you feel the need to either keep people posted and updated or talk about how you deal with those things that are happening.
Yeah. Or something really pisses me off.
Yeah.
Lily's Graham says she grew up on Long Island.
Oh, nice.
First of all, actually, I wanted to just say, I'm surprised that 65 of you have turned up. This is really cool. Thank you. I'm hoping it's interesting to me. Am I allowing myself to make tentative plans for the immediate future post-lockdown? I've got loads of things I'd like to do. One of the first things that I want to do is we really want to go to London, and we very much want to go to the Tower of London and then go to Brewdog for burgers and wings. We
had those things planned.
Yeah.
Like, that's what we were supposed to do the week we went into lockdown, was to celebrate getting some good news, was to go to London. And then we couldn't. We couldn't do that, you know. It was too dangerous.
No more chemo. Francesca, no. No more chemo planned until the lenvatinib stops working. So the idea is like chemo is pretty much the exact last step. That's the... We don't have anything at the moment, but we can try chemo. Chemo held it stable last time, and it held it stable for 8 months after finishing 6 cycles of chemo. I'd really rather not do chemo if I can avoid it, though. but I will do it if I have to. I've got one hell of a team behind me, keep me going. You're not going to cry during this, are you?
I mean, it depends. Don't ask me questions that make me cry, people.
How do I keep so positive when you get sick idiots writing such horrible things in my comment section? I'm a better person than them. I might have cancer that can't be cured, but they are really sick. So that's how I look at it. Plus, I do like a good argument. I love arguing on the internet. It's good fun. Now, actually, someone asked, did kickboxing cause cancer? No. No. None of that. Not at all. But I really miss it. I miss martial arts a lot. I really used to enjoy hitting people. I was very good at it as well. Like, top 8 in my weight category in 2011 in the world. So I miss it a lot. I miss teaching. I miss the superpowers. You used to wake up in the morning, nothing would faze you. It is brilliant. But it's amazing kind of how different things are now.
So before you move on, Nancy has said that her humor and wit helps keep her going, and she shouldn't be here according to her cancer doctor. You shouldn't be here according to cancer doctors. No. And I think that humor and wit has kind of helped us along the way, because there was one point where I think we both kind of said to each other, if we can just make each other laugh once a day, then we can get on.
There is not a single day since diagnosis that I haven't found a time to smile.
Yeah.
And I think that's important. And my sense of humour used to be dark, and now it's kind of changed into something darker.
Krieger.
Yeah, that's me. Archer is a great TV show, and I love watching it. Super dark. I particularly love the idea of going on a chemo-fueled rampage. It would be short, but it would be good. So my current prognosis is I have stage 4 anaplastic thyroid cancer with lung mets. The problem is, this is the complicated bit with the cancer, is that it is incurable. Typically, anaplastic thyroid cancer will top people off in 5 months from diagnosis, and it is normally only found late once it has already spread somewhere. Now, because my cancer was initially diagnosed as follicular, and it was quite a large lump there, when it was removed, we immediately found it. Found out that it had been spread. It spread to my lungs as well, and I had like 10 tumours in my lungs, about 1 centimetre each. Immediately started the radioactive iodine, did that for a bit, and then I had another lump that popped up down here, like there, and it was like, well, where did that come from? And we got it tested, and that was supposed to be follicular as well, according to the FNA that was done, which is a fine needle aspiration. Did it, then we found out after surgery of having that removed that it was anaplastic, so pretty complicated. Now, obviously, I did the 6 cycles of chemo, and it held it stable, and then we went on to the danivatinib, and actually this will answer someone else's question. It's actually shrunk the tumours in my lungs, so that is like something no one expected, so that was pretty incredible.
Yeah. I was speechless when we got that news. I think we all kind of went in because the time before we had gotten the news that obviously it had started growing again, and then the lenvatinib was just kind of a shot in the dark. It might work, it could do this, it could do that, and then we found out it was working, and that was news that we thought we would never hear, and it's nice to have some hope.
Yeah, for sure. Have I tried cannabis for treatment? No. Same reasons as before when talking about it.
It's worth saying that here as well, it's not available.
Well, you can get it for anti-sickness and stuff like that.
But it's not available as a treatment to shrink tumors. It is only newly available for certain chemotherapies as a anti-nausea.
And pain as well.
And pain, yeah.
Oh. Keep jumping around. Keep jumping around.
Yeah.
What are we up to? Weekly losing to Nuke, only because I let him win, and he uses hacks. Apple or Android? Android Master Race. Lana there asking, do I play League of Legends? No. I'm not a huge fan of MOBAs, not my kind of thing. How's the neck? So, any lasting side effects from the surgery, and how do they affect me? So, I can't feel my ear. Down here, this, up, about there, can't feel this bit. So yeah, I've got like numbness, apart from when I don't have numbness.
Yeah, it's very strange because I do this a lot. I don't know why, but obviously when I do it on the other side, you don't know sometimes that I've done that. You don't know that I've touched you. That's strange.
Yeah. That is weird. I was like, did you just touch me? He's like, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Because, I mean, I'm never doing it as, like, I don't know, mean. It's always, like, a comforting. I go to touch your shoulder. Either I need comfort or I'm trying to comfort you in some way. And
yeah.
then it's a little bit disheartening.
Yeah, it's a weird one.
Yeah.
Also, I do have lots of discomfort when I get my ear pressed on, which initially made sleeping difficult because it was like, it's like pins and needles shocking down the left side of my neck. But now, when I just press on it, that goes away after quite quickly, which is quite nice. But yeah, getting there on that.
Yeah.
Any treatments from around the world that I would like to try available in other countries? I would like to give the immunotherapy Keytruda a go. Problem is it's not licensed in the UK, and it's also exceptionally expensive overseas. So that's something that I would ideally like, but there's also some evidence to support that using lenvatinib in conjunction with Keytruda can be very good for anaplastic thyroid cancer, but that's newly coming up, so that's kind of something that could potentially be possible, which I'm hoping. I am a perfect candidate for trials because I'm reasonably strong still. I'm not deteriorating. I'm pretty stable, so I could probably handle a lot more than most. Okay, we're only 6 minutes behind on questions. It's okay. I'm working on it.
We're getting there.
Yeah.
Can you take lenvatinib indefinitely?
Yes, I can.
It's kind of as long as
I can handle the side effects.
Yeah, and as long as the toxicity doesn't kind of build up, as with any drug. Expecting hard questions.
I am expecting hard questions.
Yeah, we are.
Francesca, do I work? No, I don't at the moment. I'm still employed, but I'm off sick, kind of like permanently. My work's been very good. They've looked after me in the best way kind of possible, to be honest.
How's Clive doing?
Oh, okay.
He's not taking his medicine any easier. We have found a better way to give it to him, which is just kind of make it into a paste and smear it on his mouth, which sounds really cruel when you say it, but it's so much less stressful on him than trying to shove a pill down his throat or mixing it in his food and then him not eating for days. He's currently hiding under the bed. I wish he would come out, but...
Yeah, at least put in an appearance.
Yeah, I mean, maybe we can trick him out if you want. I don't know, it's that time of night.
It'll be too hard to get him out.
Yeah.
Kelly Zimmerman says she loves us too. Oh, we should get married. Oh wait,
Aw.
oh wait, we
Oh, wait,
have.
we are.
Oh no. I am going to answer the question of do I like Donald Trump? No. Next. Am I satisfied with the NHS service? I have been, yeah. There's been a couple of times where things haven't quite gone according to plan, just with like getting scans at certain times, but kind of your treatment changes depending on you as a person. So there's a little bit of communication. I always think that when you sit down and you talk to a doctor, they're not trained communicators. As we all know, doctors' bedside manners are typically very poor, just because they're knowledge books. They turn up, they see something, they pick a treatment out of a list that they've got, and they do it. So, my brother is an A&E nurse. He used to be in the UK, and now he's over in New Zealand. And he's kind of told me that, and I was like, "Oh, right, okay." And then you experience it firsthand, especially when you understand medical terms as well. It doesn't, and you use them back correctly. That's a good one.
It's worth kind of mentioning that we could have been in a very different situation. Obviously, in our relationship, you never wanted to move to the US, so it was kind of natural for me to move here. But, you know, it's very easy to think about, well, what if you had moved to the US and this was all happening while we lived in the US, and that would be a very different story. We couldn't afford the treatment that you were on if we lived in the US.
I'd be dead.
Yeah.
that's it.
Yeah,
I would be dead. So
I cannot fault the NHS, and yeah, I mean, you have to wait, yes, and there are certain things that are different from a perspective of someone who grew up in America, and, you know, a very different type of service, I guess.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, when I was an adult and lived in the US, I didn't go to a doctor because I didn't have insurance. So I couldn't afford to go to a doctor. And I do remember a time where I got kidney stones. And I was talking to you at the time, and I was in so much pain. Anyone who's had kidney stones knows how much pain it is. And I was refusing to go to the hospital because I knew I couldn't afford it. And yeah, I ended up going in the end. But
and then we had another experience later on, only last year.
Yeah.
Where we were in America visiting family, and it was like, for me, I just ate solidly for the how long were we there for? A week.
Yeah.
I ate for a week basically, and it was great. Now how you dealt with it was twist your ankle, get kidney stones, and so we're idiots, because basically what happened is that I personally know that I can't be insured by travel insurance at the moment. Like, no one would touch me. So I'd be like, you know what, I'll just deal with it. Whatever happens, I'll deal with it. It's okay. Whatever happens, happens. So because I didn't think of it, I don't think of it for you. So it ended up being a pricey visit, which, had we been in the UK, would have cost nothing.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like, it's that to look at that, and it's...
Yeah.
It's a thing.
It is a thing.
So, Vortex, you're asking about how does it work in the UK with such a long-term illness, long-term sick leave compensation insurance. So, the way things work are, for my company, it's different per company what benefits they choose to give you as part of your remuneration package. Mine was 10 days, but because of my unique situation, they extended it longer for me. So they really kind of looked after me in that sense. Then they've kind of like found different ways and different things that they can do in order to pay me where they can. Because once you go past what they give, and then you go past the statutory sick pay, you get nothing from the government either. So they're kind of doing the best that they can to look after me and coming up with things. So they're a good company there. I also had some personal insurances, so some private stuff that I took out with my mortgage, which helped a lot. And honestly, guys, if you go take a mortgage, at least in the UK, if you go take a mortgage and they talk to you about protected income payments, take it. It's a couple of quid a month. It'll look after your mortgage for you. If ever you find yourself in my situation, and better than that, you can get level term life cover that will cover the cost of your actual total mortgage for not a lot. I used to work for a bank, so I've got a good idea about it. But yeah, it's seriously about 20 quid a month now, paid off my mortgage, so it's all good.
Yeah.
All good. So I've already asked how Clive's doing.
Yeah, her name's Kimberly.
Her name is
Great
Kimberly.
name.
Yeah, and no extra E, spelled the American way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Great name.
So, what was my job before cancer? I was a team leader in a contact centre for customer service, so inbound. I had a team of, at the time, 30 agents that I managed badly. And I personally really enjoyed the dealing with people side of things, so things like disciplinaries, coaching reviews, meetings, and having all that kind of stuff. That was my type of thing. That's what I was into. I like that. I didn't so much like the customer service side of stuff. I've recently decided if I were to be able to work again after, could be a veterinary nurse actually. They get paid alright these days. Be a massive retrain. It'd also be heartbreaking, so maybe I wouldn't.
I don't think I could do that.
It'd be good to know. But yeah, possibly that. I'd like to do something that feels like it makes a difference rather than just something where you just, treading water. I'd like to do something where you can feel like you can move forward and you achieve something. As my bot, I am going to answer your question. And you say, as a person who doesn't believe in the afterlife, how does it feel knowing your existence is going to end soon and you'll disappear forever? Everyone's is, as far as I'm concerned, because I don't believe in afterlife. We come from nothing, we go to nothing. My kind of, I guess, the way I look at it, if you're desperate to have a thought process to help deal with that, I don't necessarily need one, is that there is only so much energy in the universe. It can either be destroyed or created, and you transformed from one form to another, whether it be light to thermal to kinetic. And the way I see it is that we only have so much time for us to do something with that energy before we give it back to the universe. And all I can hope to do is do something positive, and that's it. Whether that be the sound of my voice, you guys hearing that, and then you hearing it because it's kinetic, to you hearing it, and then you do something with that, and maybe you learn something, or maybe it helps you. That's me making an impact, and that lasts forever. So, immortality through our actions. Initially, did only have one nodule. So, Mary, I had what was thought to be a polynodule goiter, and then it turned out to actually be cancer. But then I already had nodules in my lungs at that point, so that was a bit of a pain. KH, how am I now? We've kind of spoken about that already, I guess. Doing alright, I guess. How sensitive is the subject? Do you avoid certain films or shows? Right, not anymore.
When we first got the diagnosis, I found it really difficult to even watch TV because it was like every other commercial was for Macmillan or, cancer research and...
Brave for shave.
Yeah, it was very difficult for me. I think probably more so outwardly for me because I cry at the drop of a hat. Not ashamed of it. It's what I do. I wear my emotions on my sleeve. Joe's kind of more inverted.
Composed.
Composed. Yeah, but in the beginning we definitely avoided certain things. We spoke about loving to watch Archer. There was definitely a time where we were rewatching Archer and we had to skip over the one where he gets cancer.
Yeah.
Because we just...
weren't ready yet.
Yeah, we couldn't do it yet. But, you know, recently we have been rewatching Archer and we watched it and we were just fine, so...
Yeah, I mean, I would have loved to have dealt with that situation where I could go on a rampage and actually people would be like, it's okay, yeah.
Yeah.
It's probably why I'm so harsh to people on the internet when they leave turdy comments. Do I have a bucket list? And if so, what are some... oh, actually, to go back to the person-sensitive things are... brave the shave. I hate that. I absolutely hate it. Just having your head shaved doesn't make you brave. You having your head shaved does not help anything to do with my cancer. It doesn't. And I know it's a cool way of talking about it and having stuff out there.
And getting people to raise money.
And to raise money. I just don't think it's... it doesn't impact me, you know. In the same way that when I was diagnosed, my brother-in-law spoke about having his shaved. And I went, don't do it, mate, because then we'll both be looking stupid with shaved heads. Don't worry about it. Like, I just didn't need to worry about it. The thought is enough.
Yeah.
On that. I'd rather people put their hand in their pocket and gave it to a local hospice. You know, if they were going to donate money to something or do anything like that, because Cancer Research UK is a huge charity and has so much support. They also make a profit as well. But smaller charities don't. For example, the British Thyroid Foundation, who I support and am a patron of, I would say to people, go and donate to them instead. Because there literally is, there's 3 people in an office right now, and that's their charity. They've been affected by the coronavirus and stuff quite heavily. But yeah, that makes a big difference. So, that kind of thing. Now, do I have a bucket list? Long happy life? That's it. I hate bucket lists too. It's giving up, isn't it? Because you do them when you go, oh, I can give up now. Not in my nature. So... right, my parents. Am I close to them? How are they taking this? I am close to them now than I've ever been, which is a weird thing to say. Just because I'm pretty distant to everyone, aren't I? I do very well on my own. Like I don't need social contact particularly.
Yeah.
But I seek it out if I want it. I could happily get on my own and be on my own and be fine. Like, it's a weird thing, but that's me. Just shows how special you are.
Aww.
Someone called you beautiful as well.
Aww.
Isn't that nice?
Diane Keating. Thank you. What's the name of an actress? Diane Keating.
Yeah, I think so.
I'm assuming it's not the real Diane Keating.
Yeah. Apparently you sound very Irish.
I get that a lot.
It's because I've destroyed your American accent.
Yeah. It's because there are certain things that I say in a very British way now, but I still have Americanisms that I throw in, and for some reason that sounds Irish. Don't know, but you're not the first person to say it.
Am I more careful now when it comes to things like driving, crossing the streets? Okay, so I don't drive, and never have, which people are often totally stunned by. I'm going to pretend it's for the environment, and using public transport's better for it. I just never bothered. I lived in London for 6 years, pretty much when I left university, and then public transport. Plus, it's cheaper than having a car. And now I live somewhere slap bang in the middle of a town, and I don't... It's been like 1 or 2 times where I might be handy, like getting the cat to the vet, but then that's £5 in an Uber, and you're there, and it's done. You know, it's not too bad. I always look both ways when crossing the street, because it's the thing that you should do. Because I'm not going to go through 6 cycles of chemo to get hit by a bloody car.
Yeah.
William Gunter, are we still doing phrasing? Yes. No questions. He said veterinarian after, but you should know that you have proper time for communication. What about teaching or lectures? Well, I used to teach martial arts. I used to love that. I'm just not physically capable enough for it anymore. Can I just excuse my watering eye? That's a post-chemo thing, actually. My eye started watering during chemo, and it's never stopped. And I can't stop it either. That's what it do. So yeah, I think. I mean, I would like to communicate or give, because I was supposed to go to the there's the Butterfly Trust, the Thyroid Butterfly Trust, is another charity in the UK for people who have thyroid cancer and thyroid conditions, and in particular thyroid cancer. And I was supposed to be talking at their annual doctor-patient conference. I was listed to speak, just after, weirdly enough, the oncologist that I saw at the Royal Marsden. A bit weird. But yeah, I was going to stand up and talk about life living with incurable cancer. So I'm up for it. I like talking.
Yeah. I think we scrolled past a question because I remember reading it, and it was somebody asked if I have a support system here.
Oh,
and
sorry.
I do. Joe's parents have been absolutely amazing. Joe's mother is a star. When Joe was... this is going to make me cry. When Joe was going through chemo, they would come over every weekend, or every few days, and get me out of the house. You know, I'd go and have coffee and cake with Joe's mother. And, yeah, it was... You know, it's hard because... Sorry. I was sitting there watching Joe have chemo, which anyone who's been on it or seen someone go through it knows how completely devastating it is in every way. And I had to be the bad person that would bring him medicine every few hours to make sure that the nausea didn't get too much, or bring him some food when he hadn't eaten in a day because I knew he needed something in his stomach before I had to go and give him some more medicine. And to have that support of them just coming over and getting me out of the house so I saw the light of day and I had someone else to talk to. It's a big deal.
You know, I told her to do that. I texted her telling her to get you out of the house.
Yeah, I did know.
and then I got left with my dad, which if he watches this,
Yeah.
which he will.
But yeah, that was, you know, you can't thank someone enough for doing something like that, and I appreciate how much your parents have helped us through this. There's also, my work has been pretty great with everything, kind of allowing me the time off that I needed to take care of you when you needed it.
Yeah.
And, you know, some really great friends who have come along to just kind of be there. I'm very much the same way with you, is I don't seek out, I guess, comfort when I need it. I am very introverted. I stay inside and do inside things, or do things by myself. That's always how I've been. I'm not a very extroverted person. I don't like big crowds, and I don't really like the attention being on me. So, you know, it's kind of having people there who are like, genuinely, I will help you if you need it, but I'm not going to shove it in your face. Come to me when you need me. That's, yeah.
Yeah. Sounds about right. Yeah. Actually did scroll past some questions. Which was the Luke said, how do I deal with the terminal part? I know tears and rage, but then fight. Raw fight. There are very few times in my life where I've had a situation where I can't win. Like, obviously I do believe in no-win scenarios. Star Trek fans get it. And I know they happen. But I try and think about it, and I'm going to try not to get emotional here, because it's bloody tough.
Yeah.
Is that you don't have to win. You just have to fight. So everyone will remember how someone fought. They won't necessarily remember the outcome. You can lose, and you can still fight like an absolute animal and people will remember that and respect you for that. And that's what I will do. I kind of had this weird realization that fighting cancer will likely be the last thing that I ever do, and it will also be the most difficult thing I've ever have done. But I won't give up. It might kill me, but it won't beat me. That's the ish.
Not today.
But yeah, not today. Oh, we don't say that anymore though. Don't put, because people picked up it was from Game of Thrones and they just started to say it. So, I would probably say that with I was going to say something else. That's gone.
Sorry.
Totally gone.
Didn't mean to interrupt
Totally
you.
gone. Where's your train of thought? Don't know. Derailed. Completely derailed.
Soz.
There you go. Right. Where did you get married, and where did you get married at, and for how many years?
Got married here.
Yeah, I did get married here. It's 6 years in September.
Yeah.
We got married at the register office in Hatfield because it is really bloody complicated to get married to someone who is not from the UK or the EU.
Oh. And there's a time limit on it.
Yeah.
Basically, we had 6 months by the time I entered the UK on my fiancé visa, and we had 6 months to get married, and then
yeah, and it's not that easy because there's only so many times. And we also had to have a particular type of ceremony. Well, you have to have a statutory ceremony. You can't have anything else. They need to give notice. And then you've got to, all the normal weddingy stuff.
And giving notice, that has to be a month, so that takes a month in advance.
Yeah.
Plus, whenever they have time to fit you in.
Yeah. So we had a very small wedding, and it cost me £23.50, and it's probably one of my best purchases yet.
Oh.
Highest value, I would say.
Do I like living in the UK? Yes. Yes, I do. Speaking of which, permanent resident.
Yeah.
Got my visa through.
Final one.
Yeah.
Do I like massages? They're weird, aren't they?
I've only had a massage once, and that was in Cape Verde.
That's weird, wasn't it?
It was straight. I think the language barrier was weird because I didn't know what to do. And then somebody's just there telling you to take your clothes off, and I'm just like, okay.
Yeah.
What do I do?
It was.
But yeah, it was relaxing, I guess, kind of, in some ways.
Physically, I felt much better. Unfortunately, because of my neck and my shoulder now, I cannot bear being touched by anyone else on this part of my body. I'm like, get off me, kind of thing. So that kind of ruined that.
Yeah.
So none of that one. Machine, we have spoken about Clive already.
He's hanging in there.
He's hanging in there. He's breathing a bit heavily at the moment, a bit fast. But there might be some stuff we can do to help. So, do I still worry about the small things? Try not to.
It gets easier some days than others.
I don't flip out about small things though.
No, I don't think.
I used to.
Yeah.
I used to be like on the edge, and things would tip me over. But now I'm so far gone, there's no balance anymore. That's it. I'm just like, whatever. It's just not nothing is as bad as the reality. So I'm like, whatever. Doesn't matter. Oh, we're lovely people.
Aw,
Thanks, Johnny.
Thanks. Hunter says he knows the feeling of introverts. Yes.
Introverts unite, but not many at once. Social distancing. Yeah, people call it social distancing. I just call it every day.
And maybe just on the internet. Don't meet in real life. What's that about?
Ploidcom though.
Oh yeah,
Ploidcom.
that's different.
Yeah, I do that one. So Ryan's grandpa, you asked, do we want to have kids? Definitely still. Not giving up on that. Whilst I'm on treatment, can't. There are some things we won't go into. It's one of them. What's my favourite countries? I love America for obvious reasons because I found a great treasure there.
Oh.
It's true, I did.
I
Mint
mean,
M&Ms.
I knew you were going to say something stupid like that.
Yeah.
There are certain places in America that are special to us, like Chicago, because that was the first place where we really got to know each other. Yeah.
Yeah. Tesco or Sainsbury's? Sainsbury's only because the Tesco delivery drivers near us won't bring the shopping upstairs. And that's why I switched to Sainsbury's. That's it. That's the only reason. They all sell the same food. Everything tastes the same. Doesn't make a difference. I don't particularly have brand loyalty. That's it.
Were there any culture shocks when I moved here? Weird things that Brits do. Drinking so much tea all the time. I liked a cup of tea, but I don't understand how you drink multiple cups of tea, especially on really hot days. Don't understand it.
Tea?
I
Disgusting.
like tea, but I feel like as it gets warmer, I don't drink hot drinks in the summer. But culture shocks. I don't think it was anything like really big. It was just like small things and certain things that people said that maybe I didn't pick up on. Like the biggest one was time, when you would say things like 7:30,
yeah.
and I had no clue what you were talking about to begin with because I would just say 7:30. But yeah, it was only little things like that, I think.
Also,
Money.
Stopping
calling things dollars and saying pounds.
That took a while, didn't it?
Yeah, it did.
I kept pulling you up on it as well.
I know.
Because I didn't want you to say it in front of other people and, you know, then be like, oh. Where are we? Does the chemo side effects settle down? Yes. Yes, they do. John, cisplatin is one of the ones that I had as part of my regimen. It was not the worst one, really, because the worst one was the epirubicin.
Yeah.
Because the epirubicin that I had as part of my chemo destroyed my veins, like to the point where I couldn't straighten my arm further than this because my vein would pop out like pink. Obviously now it's fine, but for the longest time I couldn't have blood taken from it. They tried to do an IV there for a scan, and they went, I'm in the vein, and they tried to pull, and no blood would come out, and they're like, they moved it around. They tried a couple of times, like, that's it.
That's the one where you can only have so much of it in a lifetime, isn't it?
Which I've had enough now.
Yeah.
So they kind of move on from that one. So, chemo side effects settle down. What you find is the first week is the worst. For me, it was day 8, wasn't it? Day 9?
Well, it started off the first round. It was day 8, magic day 8. That was the day that you could get out of bed again. Yeah.
Second and third is when it slipped backwards a bit.
Yeah. And that was just because things were building up in your system, so it was just taking you a little bit longer.
Yeah.
And then you found Amend. Was that the name of the really good?
Amend, yeah. Aprepitant.
Yeah.
Really good anti-sickness.
Yeah.
Really good. Taylor, yeah, I still have no feeling in my neck. Have I tried going to a sauna? Not recently, because it's a bit like being in a really hot, sweaty room with other people. But whenever I go and stay in a hotel, because every now and then we like a trip up to London for the night, or to somewhere else, I try and go for a hotel that has like a gym and spa facilities, because I actually really like a sauna. I like that ridiculously hot, sweaty feeling, and then showering after, and you just feel your pores are nice and clear, and
No,
Yeah, I like it.
I don't like being too hot.
Sylvana's asking, how's eating? Do I have taste or swallowing problems? Not anymore. After my surgery, I couldn't eat or talk because there's some nerve damage to the epiglottal nerve. Basically meant that I choked on everything. Everything would cough, and I just cough and come back up again. Like water would yo-yo until I learnt how to eat again and talk again. That was fun. That was really rough. I was really scared and upset during that time. But hey, that was like over a year and a half ago. Whatevs, you know.
Someone said something about brownie brittle, and I'd really like to know what brownie brittle is.
I have no idea what that is.
I don't know.
Interesting.
If you're still there, please tell us.
Yeah.
What is brownie brittle?
Yeah, what is it? Matthew, yeah. What is it? Iced tea on hot days?
Yeah, iced tea on a hot day is good. Unfortunately, I think that might be what causes or like can make kidney stones worse, because when I came back, it's something that I don't really get here. You can't get iced tea here unless you make it yourself. So when I went back and it was the middle of summer, I was drinking iced tea everywhere we went, and I think that made the kidney stones worse.
Possibly.
I think I remember someone telling me that tea can do that if you drink too much of it.
Francesca, we have already answered that question. How much time do I spend gaming? Does it fatigue me? Per day or per week? Because I kind of gave up on my body a little bit for a while, and focused on my mind instead. And gaming is a great way of keeping my mind active, because I had real bad chemo brain where I just forget words, and I would say the wrong things and all that kind of stuff, and it was really weird for a bit. Googling.
I am Googling brownie brittle.
Okay. But yeah, so that was a weird thing. But no, I mean, I spend a lot of time in front of my computer, but it isn't just gaming. I'll be watching a video at the same time. You like guarantee it. I never just play a game on its own, which is awful. Really. So that's what I do. I know I didn't really answer that question a lot, probably too much. And no, it doesn't fatigue me at all. It keeps me going. Like the more I do and the more I do mentally, the more I go. Like more goes in, more comes out. Carlos, so you're asking. Actually, someone's saying, do you like British TV? Don't really watch it.
Yeah, I don't really watch it. There were things that we would watch, kind of like mindless TV, I guess, but we don't really watch British TV in general. I don't watch TV. Great British Bake Off, I would love watching, but I'm gonna be honest, I haven't watched it since Mary Berry hasn't been on it, because she was the reason I watched it, really. I love Mary Berry.
She's the baking Don.
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, Carlos saying, did I have any, after my thyroid remove and treatment, have I felt any cardio problems? Okay, so, I used to go to the gym 6 days a week at its peak, weightlifting and doing cardio, and also Thai boxing as well. And during that time, that's when I kind of had my lump, and then I had my lumpectomy, and I was ready to go back to the gym after 6 weeks. I was like, ready to go back, and I was like, yeah, I'll go back. Obviously, I got the diagnosis, and then I had surgery again, and that put me back by another 6 weeks. And then I did go back into the gym. Problem was that it was like my fuel tank stopped refilling, so I would go and try and train as hard as I could before, and then immediately I'd hit this point and be like, empty tank, job done. I couldn't. I used to push past it. I used to when I used to train in kickboxing, I used to teach professionally. That was my job. I was a kickboxing instructor full time. When we used to do our instructor training, I used to train so hard I would puke. And then I'd come back and carry on. Like, I would hit around about round 3 of sparring after doing a bunch of technical work for an hour and a bit, and I'd go, run off, puke, come back, carry on, and finish the session stronger. Weird, right? So, but I couldn't do that anymore. I couldn't get to that point where I'd want to puke. I'd hit a ceiling and go, you're done. I would just slow down, and that was the problem. So now I'm more of a long distance walker when it comes to stuff. But put me on the Beat Saber, I'm all over it. Like short, intense bits of cardio, yeah, I'm good. Good for that. Favourite music to listen to? I really like the Foo Fighters. Big fan of them. We saw them live. That was like the last time we did something that was non-cancer related and didn't have to worry about cancer at all, wasn't it?
That week, really. That was a crazy week for us. It was like our birthday week. Because our birthdays are a week apart. We're not crazy people where we celebrate each of our birthdays for a week, but they're a week apart. So, like, we tend to buy each other experiences rather than things for our birthdays. And I had gotten us Foo Fighters tickets for our birthdays, and you had got us a zoo experience at the London Zoo where we slept over at the zoo, and we did that all in a week. And
it's pretty intense, wasn't it?
It was a pretty great week.
How's my levothyroxine dose management? Any hyper symptoms? No. When I first had my thyroid removed, it was I wasn't having enough. I'm on 200 milligrams a day. I think it's milligrams. Whatever measurement it's in, I'm on that. I was on 225, but it was apparently my levels were slightly bordering too high. I had no side effects, but when they removed that 25, I felt a bit tired. So there's a little bit of a difference there. I suddenly had a little bit less energy, which meant I probably had a lot of nervous energy. Where is a good, reasonably priced, clean and safe area hotel to stay in London? Trivago? Let's go on Trivago.
Look for Premier Inn somewhere.
Premier Inns are good. Yeah. Can't really answer that. London's too big. Watch your budget and all that kind of stuff. Okay. Oh, alcohol, yay or nay? I have real problems waking up in the mornings at the moment. Like, I wake up and I just feel like shit. Pretty much immediately feel like shit. And it's just because it takes me a long time to kind of wake up. And that's one of the side effects of Lenvatinib is tiredness. But I only seem to get tired once I've been asleep and then I try and wake up and it's rough. Alcohol would make that much worse. So, but that said, I am partial to some beer. So, good lager is quite nice. Favourite YouTube channel? Little channel called Commander Plater. It's probably my favourite. It's well worth everyone going and subscribing to. Great sci-fi gaming channel, game commentary, game reviews. But realistically, some people I watch all the time. Linus Tech Tips, Jay's 2 Cents, Paul's Hardware, Bitwit. Although I don't like Bitwit that much at the moment because he said that having bad cable management gives you cancer, and it really pissed me off. But yeah, it's yeah, that's who I like. Anyone else that I watch all the time? Not really.
Slow-mo guys.
Slow-mo guys, yeah, I like them.
Love the slow-mo guys.
Used to love Epic Mealtime.
And then it went downhill.
They went downhill, yeah. They just didn't adapt and roll with the algorithm.
Yeah.
We do not have the new brownie M&Ms. It's fine. I'm sure we'll find a way.
Yeah.
Let's have a look. Assuming scientists could come up with a promising cure tomorrow, how do patients like you get it? How long would testing take, and how would that generally work? I don't know.
Things move really fast from a medical standpoint, because obviously when you started chemo, that was the only option that we had, and then by the time you had finished it and we needed something new, there was
lenvatinib
lenvatinib wasn't available, whereas we had previously asked about it and were told that it wasn't really safe for you to do at that time, and then suddenly it was. So things change really quickly, and I guess I would just say keep asking questions, because that's the only way you find out.
Yeah.
Apparently we're very smart, according to Frank.
True story. Where are we at? Are we going to go swimming in the summer?
Wish.
Only in the sea.
Mm.
Don't like swimming pools really. I'd like to go here again, or Cornwall.
Cornwall's probably more realistic with the current world situation.
Yeah.
Do you play an instrument?
No, I am musically inept. I think it's a good way of putting it. I absorb other people's music talent and cancel it out. You become less
decent drummer.
Oh, because of the Beat Saber.
I used to play the flute. Did I tell you that? Yeah. I used to play the flute in band. And obviously I used to sing, but I think you knew that because I was in musicals.
Yeah. If people now ask you to sing, don't.
No.
No. Do you watch Mrs. Brown Boys? No. Travel YouTube channels? No, because it's torture at the moment. That kind of thing we have to torture. I was wondering, that took longer than I was expecting for that to come up. Machine.
Yeah.
Yeah. Should have thought about that. If we could meet and spend some time with someone famous, successful, brilliant, who would it be? I want to hang out with Patrick Stewart.
Yeah, I really love Patrick Stewart.
I just think he'd be a good friend.
Yeah.
I just think he'd be a good lad.
Yeah.
Hang out with him. And I feel like he got some really... I feel like just because he had some really good lines and things like Star Trek, I don't think that he was absent of influence of it either. So his delivery was perfect in lots of things. So
I'd quite like to meet the Obamas. Both Barack and Michelle Obama are pretty influential. Barack Obama was the first president that I got to vote for, so that obviously shaped my early political views. Yeah, I think he was a great president, and I think Michelle Obama's done a lot of great things, so I would like to meet them.
Yeah. Any other celebrities I thought I'd like to hang out with? Because there are some people I think, that'd be cool.
Dave Grohl.
Yeah, I'd be friends
I think
with Dave
it'd be
Grohl.
really cool to be friends with Dave Grohl.
In short bursts, I think it'd be way too intense. Way too intense.
Yeah.
Way too intense. But yeah, it's a good shout.
Yeah.
Can't play a single note is what you said. Yeah, definitely can't. Favourite recipe?
Depends on what you're talking about.
KFC's secret recipe?
For those not in the know, would you care to explain that one?
I love fried chicken. Plus, my dad looks exactly like the Colonel. He's got the same tash thing going on.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's there. Has quarantine changed life over there? Well, we're not allowed out. I'm doing what's called shielding. So basically, the whole point is I'm not supposed to go outside, really, and avoid people and all that kind of stuff, which is really hard. It's difficult because we live in a studio flat, so it is a living space with a bed in, and then we have a separate kitchen, separate bathroom, and a little hallway. What are we supposed to do? Like we do what we do. We sit pretty much back to back with computers. So Kim works, I sit here and I tap away, play my games, and then we chat and stuff, and I interrupt your working quite a bit actually.
I don't mind.
Yeah, that's really it. So it is very difficult, I would say. Favourite pub? No, we've been to many of you. The Watering Hole in Perranporth.
Yeah, the Watering Hole in Perranporth, because it is literally a pub on the beach.
Yeah.
And you cannot get better than sitting at a picnic table with a really good burger. You have a pint. I would probably have a glass of wine, and watching the sunset and listening to the waves. You can't get better than that.
Yeah.
So yeah, watering hole. So miss my name. My name's Kim, and thank you for saying that I have a heartwarming smile and that I'm pretty. Which British accent do I find the most difficult to understand? I'm pretty good with most of them, I think.
Northern.
Very heavy northern accents can be difficult, especially when there's like a lot going on in the background, because I miss things and sometimes people talk too quickly. But other than that,
Geordie accent.
Geordie,
yeah.
Geordie I would
it.
say Geordie is probably harder for me than northern accents.
Geordie is northern.
Is it?
Yeah.
Well, isn't there other northern accents
other northern.
other than like specifically Geordie?
Scouse. That's one.
You know what? I don't want to offend anyone, so.
No. I mean, no. Like, northern accents can be because also northern people tend to speak quite quickly. And there's this thing in customer service in the UK where they feel like the northern accent is the least, intimidating, which is why lots of automated services and lots of call centres are based in the north. It's a fact that I don't agree with. What things do you miss from the US?
My family, my friends. It is really difficult, I guess, being away from family. Obviously, they understand. They know that I'm here because my life is here now. But it's hard being away from them. And friends, you know, I have a couple good friends that I stay in touch with, and, you know, they're people that you could not talk to for a little while, and then one day you just pick it back up like no time has passed at all. And my best friend is constantly there for me despite the distance. She's pretty great. But I think it's people more than actual things that I miss, because yeah, you could easily say like, oh, there's certain foods, or like you miss living in Chicago, but I don't really miss living in Chicago because I like living here. It would be nice to go back to visit, but yeah, it's mainly people.
That's fair.
Yeah.
I missed the thing. How are the people different in the UK versus the US?
People in the US are very loud. In the UK they tend to be a bit quieter, I guess. Don't really know. Yeah, I don't really think, other than being louder and more opinionated in some cases. But you know, you can find good people anywhere. You can also find bad people anywhere. I guess there's that.
We got new Xbox or PS5? Neither. PC Master Race. That's it. The answer on that one. I've got PC. I've got like a decently powered PC because I do my gaming and I do my live streaming and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, that's what I do. So I do have an Xbox 360 tucked away under the TV, but that's kind of it. Since I moved to PC, no need for consoles. It becomes an addiction to upgrade them, though. That one.
How often do we go back to the US? I mean, we went back last year. Not as often as we would like, I think. But, you know, we get back when we can, and we make sure that we see as many people that we can when we're there. You know, important family and friends. It's hard because my family's kind of spread out, so I don't get to see everyone that I would like. It would be nice to see everyone, but it's kind of one of those things where you go back home and you definitely have to see your mother and father, and then everyone else is just kind of a plus. And obviously my brothers and sisters.
The next question, I guess. Obviously, we both have many qualities, but what is it that you appreciate about each other? Or most in each other? You go first.
Well, really put me on the spot here.
Yeah, that was the idea.
I guess I'll go with the one that I always go with, is that you constantly fight for yourself,
Truth,
for
justice
us.
in the American way.
Shut up, dick. No, but you know what I mean, is life easily could have gotten you down, and you've pulled yourself up time and time again, and you just keep fighting. You know, it's commendable.
Thanks.
Go on then.
Alright, okay, cool. I mean, this is like some weird couples therapy, isn't it? Now it's suddenly switched it up into here we go. I would probably say for you is that everything that you've done for me, I appreciate more than anything. And I've said this to you before, that it's not a matter of like I'm not grateful anymore. It's down to it's complete respect, because I did say to you when I got the diagnosis, I gave you an out. Oh, and you can leave if you want, if you don't want to deal with it. Watch me die.
I'm pretty sure I told you to fuck off.
Yeah, you did. And the thing is, I said it knowing that you'd stick with me anyway. But it's like I'm going to say it not because I think you're going to go, or because I think you need to hear it. And I say it because it's like, what else am I supposed to say at this point? I don't know. I don't have anything I meant to say. And then you just, you looked after me when I needed it. You offered to wipe my bum when I couldn't.
It was never a question of if I was going to help you. It was just a, how can I help you? Because I felt obligated, because you're my husband, I love you, I need to take care of you. This is what I need to do for you, because you need to concentrate all of your energy on fighting. You know, you need to get through the next 5 days because chemo's taking everything out of you, or you need to focus on that little bit of energy that you do have to get out of bed. I needed to take care of everything else, and that was my job, and did what I needed to do. That's the way I look at it.
And I appreciate it very much. And here's hoping you don't have to do it again.
Yeah.
Shiv, G.I. Joe! The real American hero? Wait, no, that's definitely not right. Kay saying they like my hairstyle, thanks. I actually cut it myself with clippers. Loot, I will not... No. Don't tell me what to do. I will kiss my wife as and when I like it. Right now is not that time. But yeah, saying about the... I've got to try Valorant. I'm not a fan of hero shooters. They're a bit overdone as a genre goes in gaming. Never really fancied them, so nah. So we're kind of like... Where are we at? We're at like an hour and 20 minutes in. If anyone hasn't already and you fancy it, throw your question down, we'll answer them. Probably the last call for questions at this point, just because we could just sit here and chat all night, and I want to have dinner, really, to be honest. And we've got a cat we need to give medicine to. Also, I'm gonna encourage people to hit the like button if you haven't already. If you want, it'd be cool. If you found it interesting, one person has hit the dislike button. That's probably because I'm an atheist. That happens a lot, I think. I don't know why anyone else would hit the dislike button, but I've always said it's okay for everyone not to like what you're doing, because everyone's different and everyone has individuals. But I always want to know why. It's always good to know. What's for dinner? Oh no, next art stream.
Next art stream. I don't know. It might be a gaming stream, actually, because I don't actually have any canvas right now. But it could also, if anybody is interested, be me designing something more like on the computer. So like InDesign, Photoshop kind of thing. I don't know if anybody would be interested in watching that rather than painting, but might give it a go. Could be fun. Who knows? Soon. Stay tuned. Watch this space. Maybe not this space.
Not this space. Her space on her Twitch channel, which is KP_paints.
Yeah.
There you go. What's for dinner?
Fajitas?
Yeah, we're having roasted red pepper fajitas. Chicken. Should be. Lovely. Should be tasty. Rowan, you're saying that the PS5's got 3D audio? PC's already got it, mate. Just saying. Paint my face like a character from Cats? No! It'd freak Clive out something awful. Like when you put your mask on and he's like, oh no.
Yeah, I've made some like makeshift face masks for us for when we do have to go out of like an old t-shirt. And anytime I put it on, he hates it. He does not recognize me. And he's just like, who is this? And what are you? Get away from me. Don't touch me.
Yeah, it's a bit like, is that...
Yeah.
That kind of like, who are you? Favourite colours? I like purple. Dark purple, like a rich... Like a Caesar's purple.
Caesar's purple.
Yeah, that kind of purple.
I guess it depends on the situation. Because like in paintings and surrounding me, I think I like blues and teals and greens and like those colors a lot more. If we're talking about lipstick, I really like dark colored lipsticks or brightly colored lipsticks like the one I'm wearing now, but black is my favorite. Yeah.
Purple or gold? Why not both? That's always the answer. It's like, yeah, you gotta have that. Gotta have that. I'm going on.
Chicken nugget salsa and veg sounds pretty good.
With tortillas as well. So yeah, Vortex, sounds like you got yourself a wrapping situation going on there. Actually, something I quite like is I really like green in nature. We're talking about like, I like seeing things lush and green. So I like a good forest.
Yeah.
I took that picture.
I mean, I believe we both have many pictures exactly like that. If I'm honest, I probably took about 20 in the same spot.
Yeah, sounds about right.
With 2 different cameras. 3 if I count yours.
This picture is Cape Verde, the island of Sal. It was near Santa Maria. It was the closest settlement.
Yes.
Yeah. Absolutely lovely though. Favourite place to go on a holiday, just because 10 days of eating, lounging, swimming.
Yeah. And just really lovely people.
Yeah.
And beach cats.
Apart from one of them tries to bite you.
Yeah.
I was petting it and it just suddenly decided, like, fuck you, and decided to bite me. It's like, oh, okay then. Fine.
I kind of fell in love with a ginger cat.
Ginger mama
when
cat.
we were there last time that was pregnant, and she was just always in the sun, and it was like, oh mama, just go in the shade. You're ginger, you can't be out in the sun as much. Mr. Bill Edwards once got bit by a fish in Italy.
I mean, that's not great.
No.
Probably don't want that to happen.
Probably not.
That's one of those Italian teeth fish. It must be one of them. Must be that. But right, I'm gonna call time for the stream, guys, because it's that kind of time. Everyone seems to have asked some really good questions. Everyone who's come along, thank you so much. I appreciate it. Something different. I'm not going to do one of these every week. Not going to do one of these every month even. I'll kind of do them when I start getting lots of questions in my videos, and then we'll kind of do one. I hope people enjoyed it. and found it interesting. And we'll go back to videos with words at the end, but no words on this one, because it'll be weird. And no one will watch it, and you're going to say it in chat there, and it wouldn't work. But so I'm going to say thank you for joining me. Your debut on the channel.
Yeah,
exciting, isn't it? But yeah, subscribe if you're watching and you haven't already. Hit the like button on the way out. It's free. Not much of that going on in life, is there? So hopefully it'll actually end on time. But I'll see you soon.